Good afternoon, friends. This is Ash, WAT News. It's February the 5th, still 2021, and, there's certain times when I start to feel like I'm going to go on a bit of a rant for a minute. I'm on GQ Magazine here, UK edition. Got yourself a Joe Biden makeover, and sometimes, if it smells absurd and it seems absurd, right? Then sometimes you are in fact watching a film in the theater of the absurd, which is a term that I had heard years ago used, the theater of the absurd. And there's sometimes in this world where I sit back and I just watch things go and I say, wow, what a world this is. I don't understand really how it works. And that's because it doesn't make sense, right? Somebody was saying on my last video that everything's backwards. Yeah. It's upside down, bizarro world backwards for a reason, right? It's to confuse you and keep you in cognitive dissonance, keep you all fucked up in the head so you can't see straight. So this is coming out of GQ magazine. Joe gets a big fit makeover, GQ style. He's swagger in chief now. And I won't bore you with the details of the article so much. I just thought the pictures were funny. So here's his Wolf of the White House look. There's Rodeo Joe. I mean, they're selling a jacket doing this. This is like, this is I haven't seen anything like this before. That's why I said prep elect. I mean, when I saw this, where are we, man? What world are we living in, right? Is this the bizarro timeline? I guess so. And there's Joe. He's getting ready to go play golf. He's got his pink caddy. He's got his Chuck Taylors on, right? You can buy his jacket. You can get his jeans. They got him with Calvins on. Perfect. And here's, Joe on the back of the pickup Joe with the beers. He's chilling. He's got his guitar. He's just regular Joe. I actually caught this off Professor Zhangzu's crooked yet twisted tree, which is right here. And I also wanted to cover the Time.com article, which is the secret history of the shadow campaign, right, that saved the 2020 election. I was watching the Tori Says show, and I posted her link in my YouTube video to her show, which was a great show today. And she's completely right. I mean, if you read this article in full, it's basically trying to talk up the fact that what these people did was illegal, right? And they're showing you right in your face. I suggest everybody read this article and save it, because this to me is a admission of guilt, and trying to couch it in a way that it sounds patriotic and heroic, that there was this force of people behind the scenes that on both sides that were trying to uphold the election, right? And so Kanye Asada on his Real Gitmo Trump on his Twitter writes, I'm sorry, what? And then, in a way, Trump was right. This is from the article. There was a conspiracy unfolding behind the scenes, one that both curtailed the protest and coordinated the resistance from CEOs. Both surprises were the result of an informal alliance between left-wing activists and business titans. The pact was formalized in a terse, little-noticed joint statement of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and AFL-CIO, published on Election Day. Both sides would come to see it as a sort of implicit bargain inspired by the summer's massive, sometimes destructive racial justice protests, in which the forces of labor came together with the forces of capital to keep the peace and oppose Trump's assault on democracy. Is he right anymore? That's why the participants want the secret history of the 2020 election told, even though it sounds like a paranoid fever dream, a well-funded cabal of powerful people ranging across industries and ideologies, working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, change rules and laws, steer media coverage, and control the flow of information. They were not rigging the election, they were fortifying it. And they believe the public needs to understand the system's fragility in order to ensure that democracy in America endures. So you have any more? Their work touched every aspect of the election. They got states to change voting systems and laws and help secure hundreds of millions in public and private funding. So Kanye Usada shows it to you right there, right? It's in the article. They're telling you what they did. We got rules to be changed. We got Zuckerberg with half a billion dollars, right, to get the drop boxes put in. A well-funded cabal of powerful peeps. It's right here. They're showing you in the article, and they're telling you what they did, right? They're telling you what they did. So this article is going to be used, I'm assuming, in some future point to show crimes that you committed. You're admitting to it right in the article itself. But the way you're couching it is there was this group of people on both sides, these big cabalists that just all they wanted to do was have the election be fair, right? There was nothing done wrong. They just wanted it to be a fair process. And as long as Trump wasn't part of that process, then it was fair in their mind. That's how this looked to me, this article. So it's just a staggering, it's almost as staggering as Joe, but not as staggering. Close. So you're living in the theater of the absurd. It's right in front of your face. They're trying to put this article out and make you think that there was some big, there was a conspiracy, but, not the kind that you think. It was just the kind that we were all together trying to keep the country safe and the election process normal, right? We didn't meddle in the process, though, at all, right? We didn't have Zuckerberg put $500 million in. We didn't get Dominion voting machines pushed in Georgia and all these different states, right? And if you watch Tori Says video that's in my last one, I advise you to watch it because she's talking about the AFL-CIO documents that she had shown people back in November, and I missed that show, so sorry, Tori. I only started this up around that time, so around election day is when I started, and I just said, hey, let me cover the elections and see how this goes down. Maybe I'll do my own election show, and it just kept going, so, and here we are. So, anyway, friends, I don't want to go too long, but are we living in the theater of the absurd? Maybe. Are they trying to sell you a bill of goods and try to rewrite history when we know that it went down in a different way, right? At least if that's how I feel, I know. And you use your intuition to see what you know and, to feel what it is that you know and accept as the story. So I hope you read this article, check out, and you check out GQ Biden. Don't buy any of those clothes, all right? All right. You do whatever you want to do, of course. Anyway, friends, this has been an episode of Theater of the Absurd. Episode 1, I guess. Although I've had many other episodes. I've seen a lot. And I've seen a lot of absurdity in this world. And what can we say, right? It goes on and it goes on. Sometimes it is so bizarre that you think it's some other world. It must be an alternate timeline. Anyway, friends, with that, I hope you're well. This is Ash, WAT News, signing off for now. Peace.